Hello, everyone, and welcome to the CFO Insider. My name is Amy Brownell, and every single Tuesday I go live here on YouTube and on Facebook to talk about all things CFO and advisory related. So today we are going to talk about a really interesting topic, the cost of waiting, what waiting really means. And when I say waiting, I mean waiting to make a change. So we're going to get more into that. But before we do, I would like to remind you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you are made aware anytime we drop new content, anytime anytime we go live. Feel free to drop questions into the comment section, into the, excuse me. Feel free to drop comments and questions into the comment section, and I'll answer them as we go. And if you are watching this after the live is done, feel free to still drop questions and comments in. I will answer those as well. So today we are going to talk about the real cost of waiting. So this is going to be a bit of an uncomfortable topic. And here's why. Because right now you're deciding, should I be doing CFO and advisory services? And you're determining whether or not you should wait, if you are wanting to feel more comfortable, if you're wanting, if this is the right time. And you think that by waiting, you're playing it safe. And I'm here to say that's not playing it safe at all. I'm here to say you are paying for that decision. Every month, every time you're not making that additional money, it is costing you. So that's what I'm talking about today, that invisible invoice, that thing that no one says, that you're not getting the money that you deserve. You are waiting for that. And I am talking about two separate but similar groups of people. The first are bookkeepers, CPAs, EAs, who have been doing work like this, CFO advisory work, for years. You know your clients better than they know themselves. And you have been the person that they call when something goes sideways, when they're scared about money. And the other group is my corporate finance and accounting folks who have been running the numbers. These numbers lead to decisions about what happens in a business. Should we grow? Should we be earning more? Should we close down? Do we need to reduce our staff? You've built the models, you've been in the room. So while I'm talking to two separate groups of people, you have a similar problem. So we're going to talk about it. We are going to talk about doing the work but not getting paid for it. Now, here is the lie that we tell ourselves. Waiting is free. Waiting to make a change, there's no cost to that decision. We think, you know what, I'll do it when I'm ready. I'm not quite there yet. When I have more certainty, when the timing is better, when I have an additional certification, there's always something else that needs to happen to make it feel more safe. It feels responsible. It feels like the grown-up thing to do, if I'm being honest. And I'm here to tell you that waiting is a decision, and that decision is costing you money. We're not talking about hitting pause. We're talking about a choice. You're choosing to stay exactly where you are, and that choice, it has a price. Let me show you how that price breaks down. So we are talking about, first, in terms of income. We are talking about the amount of money you could be making. We're talking about the income part. That is probably the easiest one to see, if I'm being honest with you. It is the fact that CFO and advisory clients, they pay you $3,000 to $8,000 per month. And that's not just a one-time fee. That's reoccurring month after month after month after month. And so the cost of waiting 6 months of, you know what, I'm not ready yet. The timing's not quite right. I'm not comfortable. That means at $5,000 a month, that's $30,000 that you have not made. Poof, gone. It is not that you've lost an investment, it's that you never earned that money to start with. So I am here to tell you that is something that really, I don't know, gets under my skin. That $30,000 never shows up anywhere. It's like it never happens. It never happens. It's not a line on a statement. There's not a red number. There's not a loss of money. It's easy to see why that thought process is somewhat flawed, because it's easy to wave off because you haven't earned the money. You would never, ever, ever let one of your clients ignore $30,000 walking out the door. We do it to ourselves and we call it being careful. I'm here to tell you it's not being careful. It's losing money that is yours to be making, to have been made. The second cost two, is the skill. And this one is a bit more difficult to pick out. We are talking about every month that you wait is another month that you're not getting better at this. It's another month that you don't get to do reps on discovery calls. It's another month where you're not sitting across from a business owner and having that conversation about what their numbers mean and how they can be doing better and watching their face change. Another month where you're not building that muscle memory. And the other side of that is that you're not gaining the confidence. Real confidence doesn't come from reading about it. It comes from doing. And that if you're not constantly doing it rep after rep, you are not gaining that confidence. You're not gaining that muscle memory. Which means that third call is going to go the exact same as the first. You're going to be able to, by doing those reps, you're going to be able to pick out, oh, hey, this call went better because I did X, Y, and Z, as opposed to not getting those reps, not getting that practice in. So when you wait, it's more like standing still. It's more like you are not moving ahead. You're actually falling behind of being the person that you were meant to be. Now, the third cost is around the position. I'll call that the market. The market is not just sitting around waiting for you to be ready. You know, just like we are seeing with AI and automation and the impact that is having on things like tax prep and bookkeeping, the market is not waiting. AI is advancing. And I am here to tell you that there are bookkeepers, CPAs, EAs, corporate finance and accounting folks who are stepping into this role, into the CFO advisory role right now. They are getting the clients. They are building the relationships. They are becoming the name that people refer to one another. And the people who move now, they get to plant that flag and say, this is my client. This is my money I am making. They get the reputation. They get the referrals that come from being early. Waiting doesn't hold your spot in line. There is no spot. There are already people taking up the spots who are willing to do the go, go, go thing. So let me give you an example to make this real. I don't want you to have to take my word for it. I want you to see this is really happening. Luis came to me from bookkeeping. He was a bookkeeper, and he was honestly at the same point that many of you are in right now. He took a client that he already had, a current client who was already paying him, and moved him up to $4,200 a month. And he did that fast. because he was able to position himself as a fractional CFO, someone who is able to help that client earn more money, manage their cash, grow their business. Ranjan, she did the same thing. She actually got a new client, and that client was worth $8,100 a month. She made that turn in just 6 weeks. Catherine, same thing. She found a $7,000 a month client in just 6 weeks, her first client. So here's what I want you to know. 6 weeks. The real question was never, does this work? Because I've got over 200 people who could answer that question with a resounding, yes, this does work. The real question that no one asks out loud is, what did that 6 weeks of training cost the person who's still thinking about it? Imagine if Ranjan had waited and not landed that $8,100 a month client, or if Catherine had waited, or if Luis had waited. Think of all of the money they would have lost out on. $4,100 a month, $8,100 a month for a year. We are talking about major money. That's almost $100,000, $8,100 a month for a year. We are talking about the same skills, the same place where you are, but making that decision to jump now rather than later. All right, so let's talk about what this really means. Let me tell you the truth. You are already taking a risk. You're betting. You're just betting on staying the same. And here's the math that matters. The cost of trying this and it not going perfectly, let's say it's small. Maybe it takes you a week longer to get a client. Maybe it takes you 2 weeks longer to get a client than the 6 weeks that Ranjan or Catherine experienced. That client is still coming. So what if it takes you a couple of weeks longer? It's not like this doesn't work. You learn, you adjust, you do it again. You do it again. And that cost of waiting another year, finding yourself in the exact same spot that you are right now, doing the exact same work for the exact same $300, $800, $1,000 a month. We are talking about watching someone with half of your experience build the practice that should be yours, the one that you don't get back. That is the actual cost of waiting. So I'm not here to pressure you. I know I may have come off sounding a little pressuring, didn't mean to, but I am so passionate about the fact that this opportunity is real. This is doable. And the cost of waiting is costing you money. It's costing you time. And I'm here to help you realize that waiting isn't free. You've been paying for it the entire time. Maybe not in terms of dollars, but you are paying for it in terms of time, in terms of money. So that is what I wanted to talk to you about here today. If you want to learn more about CFO and advisory services, if it's right for you, I would encourage you to join my upcoming Game Changer Challenge. It happens on Saturday. The link to register is in the description of this video. It is gamechangerchallenge.com/register-1day. You can go ahead and click on that link, register, learn more about it, learn more about the cost of waiting. All right, so like I said, I am Amy Brownell. I'm here every single Tuesday going live. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook. If you have a question, drop it in. If you have a comment, drop it in. Let's have a conversation. Until next time, I will see you next time, and we will talk about another topic, CFO and advisory related. Have a great week, everyone.